Steep descents like this one out the back of Zion in northwestern Tasmania are enough to give any new four-wheel driver the willies, and for good reason. If you don't have a little bit of fear built up in yourself, then you're probably not going to take the right precautions and you could end up in a crumpled mess at the bottom of the hill. So here are a few little tips to keep you on the straight and narrow when you're heading down exceptionally steep terrain just like this. The first tip is to walk the hill. When you're walking the hill, check for any ruts, any big holes, or perhaps look for any areas where you might be able to pack part of the track to give you a smoother ride to the bottom. Now that you've walked the hill, lower your tyre pressures to around 16 to 18 psi. This serves a couple of purposes. First, you'll have maximum traction on the way down the hill because there'll be more of your tyre in contact with the ground. It also gives you a little bit smoother ride. You might lose a little bit of clearance, but you'll gain maximum traction. It's always a great idea to stick to the ruts on your way down the hill because this essentially keeps you in a nice straight line and stops you spearing off the side of the track. Now, there are a few exceptions to this rule. You may find some ruts that are like 6 foot deep. Obviously, you don't want to drive in those ones, but these ones up here behind me are perfect. They'll keep you on the straight and narrow all the way to the bottom. It doesn't matter whether you're driving an auto or a manual. Engage low range first gear. This uses the engine's braking to slow you down rather than the vehicle's brakes, which are susceptible to overheating and locking up. Make sure you minimise braking wherever possible, although in some vehicles you will have to occasionally feather the brakes to slow the vehicle down to a controllable speed. Travelling in convoy is always a smart idea in tricky terrain, but if you're doing this, make sure you keep a good distance between the lead vehicle and the second vehicle. If you happen to get halfway down the hill and it looks just too difficult to go ahead, don't ever attempt to turn around on the hill. This could easily result in a vehicle rollover. You're much better off trying to recover the vehicle from the top of the hill or trying to reverse back up the hill you came down. So if you follow these 6 little tips, you're just about guaranteed to arrive safely at the bottom of the hill.